Do you force yourself to do certain things, like exercising, reading, or maybe even getting out of bed? Do you try to persuade yourself to do things because they are good for you? If so, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Tim, and today I'll be talking about forcing and allowing. A couple of days ago, I visited my home city and had a conversation with my friend Marek. One of the things we talked about was something I would call craftsman and artist attitude, or archetype, or whatever. So the craftsman would wake up every day, do the job, follow his discipline, and the artist would generally wait for his flow. The case of the craftsman is quite simple. Wake up, craft, repeat. As for the artist, he may encounter a block that magically stops him from creating. First of all, blocks don't exist at all. But if you want to more know about that subject, I would highly recommend you go to Julia Cameron's books, as probably any of them will tell you about it.
Link will be in the description.
But it does happen for us that we find ourselves in situations where we just don't feel like doing something. See, I woke up today and I felt this resistance towards doing my yoga practice. And that happens to me quite often. My thoughts are using persuasive arguments like, this is good for you. You should work with your body. You know you're getting the benefit. Normally, I would do it the craftsman way, saying, I'm working on my discipline, but today I decided to do it the conscious way and just sit with it. Because forcing or persuading myself doesn't really sound like something I would prefer to do in my life. I'd rather prefer to have a smooth and aligned flow with myself and how I feel. One way I usually try to solve situations like this was to find a different perspective that would work, but that's a subject I will discuss in a different video. Today, I chose following how I feel. So, if you wake up to the resistance and you feel like you don't want to do that thing, you may think that the way to go, a natural way to go, would be not to do the thing that you feel the resistance towards. But the point is to really just sit with it. Take no action. Sit in stillness. Quiet yourself. Feel the feeling inside of your body and see where it takes you. See what comes. That is allowing. And through that allowing, you will hear yourself. You will hear what your body tells you. You will hear yourself. And the answers will flow naturally. This, my friends, is contrary to everything we've been taught. But it's really not through action, but in action, that we get to where we want to go. If you allow yourself to be with that unpleasant emotion of resistance that you are feeling instead of taking action, your actual action, the real action that comes as a result of you listening to yourself, will be joyfully effortless. Now, you can experience this in everything in life, this feeling of resistance. And the key is to just listen to yourself, just stop for a moment, pause your life and just be. You can find that these, moments in life and these situations can happen anytime in your life, this resistance. So you can experience this, for example, with, eating with metal cutlery. Maybe every time you eat with actual fork and knife or a spoon, there is something inside of you that just tells you, nah, doesn't feel right. But you eat anyway, because everybody does that. And maybe if you pause for a second, just be with it, and your body's gonna point you towards, hey, I don't like this cold metal silver item. And it may come out that your solution is just eating with wooden chopsticks or your hands. See, life is meaningless.
Life is meaningless.
And its experience is unique to every single being on this earth, in this universe. So my way is not going to be the same as your way. There are just endless ways to use, think, act, whatever. Be creative about it. Have fun with it. Discover yourself through the process. And sit in silence, for it will speak to you. The only truth that's true to yourself. And yourself only. And when you find that truth, then you can become the craftsman of your life. In the end, you force yourself because you have a perspective on life that tells you that this or that thing is something that you should be doing or you need to be doing. This is the way attitude.
This is the way.
And that perspective exists in you because as a human collective, we commonly agreed that this is the way, that the sky is the sky, the tree is a tree, white is white, black and black, black is black. But really, the sky in your language, in your life, can be, I don't know, ding dong.
You know what I mean?
And black may just be a smell. Raise your hand if you think days of the week have colors. So I invite you to do an experiment. Ask yourselves this. What if you didn't know about the way life theoretically works? Let me clarify. How would you perceive things if you were born in this very moment, not knowing anything? You have no memory, no idea about the existence of language, colors, or any concept that really is agreed upon by us, humans. You just don't know the ways of the human race. Everything just is. What now?
Life is meaningless.